Hi guys, welcome back to the channel, and today we are going to review a bike which a lot of you wanted us to review. We've got a whole lot of comments on this bike, and today we are at Hero reviewing the Xpulse 210.
That's right, the Xpulse, one of the most desirable and accessible adventure vehicles in India. And with the new offering, the 210, Hero is clearly aiming to, raise the stakes.
In this video, we're going to show you how this bike looks, what are the good points, what are points that need improvement, how it performs on-road and off-road, who should buy this bike. So let's get straight into it. So let's start with the design. Hero has left one thing unchanged, the original Xpulse design. It gets a tall stance, large front beak, and long travel suspension.
And to be honest, that's a good thing. 21-inch front rims, a good high ground clearance, and upright seating posture. This bike screams to you that it's more than just city riding.
Now let's talk about the fit and finish of the Xpulse 210. You get this beautiful color scheme, really good paint quality, superior panel quality as well. Even the gaps are standard, there's nothing variant over here. It's definitely a step up from the original Xpulse.
Now let's talk about the ride height. The seat is 830 mm. It's tall on paper, but the narrowness of the tank makes the bike easier to manage and handles much more better than expected. If you're a professional, if you're a veteran, or if you're a beginner, this bike does it all.
Now let's talk about the big update. The Xpulse 210 gets a really refined engine. It gives you more torque, especially in the low and mid range, which helps you during trail riding or road riding as well. And guess what? It's also E20 compliant. If you ask me, the key highlight of this motorcycle is this beautiful 210 liquid-cooled engine, which provides the right amount of torque, especially in the low and mid range. So it really is a blessing whether you're riding on-road or off-road.
Another really good thing is the transmission. It feels super smooth. Whether in a metro city with high traffic or on the highways, it cruises comfortably well and you don't have to shift too many gears.
And this is not a speed monster and it doesn't want to be one. Yes, you can cruise on this at 100 kilometers per hour all day long, but the key element of this motorcycle is to give you performance which is usable.
So vibrations are present on higher revs, but nothing too alarming and nothing to affect your ride quality.
On the road, the Xpulse 210 feels super comfortable. It comes with a really nice riding posture. So you sit upright, you have wide handlebars, and it gets amazing suspension play. So all those potholes on the road just don't matter.
So cornering isn't exactly like a sports bike, but it's reassuring and it gives you confidence while riding off-road. Also, I'm going to talk about the braking. The braking is progressive, has dual channel ABS, so it feels really safe and reassuring.
So that's the key of the Hero Xpulse. Nothing fancy, very basic key, just some cuts here, two-colored tone. When you switch on the bike, this bike is obviously feature-packed, but it's not as feature-packed as some of the other bikes that are out there. It gives you the features and tech which you actually end up using. It gets this beautiful compact screen, not too many colors, very simple to understand. It gets your ABS status, whether your side stand is off, that's your engine check light, and that's your all light. This is obviously if your bike is in reserve, this is for high beam and this is for indicators. Now when you get into the menu, you need to hard press this button and you get into the menu of the bike. Here in the bike, you can actually check trip 1, trip 2. You also get 3 modes of ABS. So you get road, trail, and off-road. Basically, this changes the ABS settings of your front and back tire depending on where you're riding. When you go back, you can also look at the battery of the bike. So what is the voltage of the bike? And in case you need to change your battery. You can also change the display. So you can increase brightness, you can change your widgets, date, time, units, whether you want to see it in liters, kilometers, miles, and so on. And one more very important thing is that you get Bluetooth connectivity with this bike. So that's an added feature which definitely helps. Now talking about the off-roading capability of this motorcycle, I think this bike was made specifically for that. And this is the key element of the bike that makes it really comfortable. This monoshock adjustment over here, this is new only to the Xpulse 210. It doesn't come in the earlier Xpulse model. It also comes with a slipper and assist clutch, which makes it much more easier to ride. So off-roading is amazing on this motorcycle. What do you think, Yash?
In terms of off-roading, the long travel suspension, the lightness of the bike, if you're a beginner, this is exactly the bike you should start on.
At 170 kilos, the bike is still a little heavier. If you compare this to the KLX 230, the KLX 230 is about, say, 150 kilos. But the kind of stance this bike gives just makes it perfect, whether you're off-roading or riding on the road.
Also in metro cities, the tall boy bike really stands out in the crowd.
Now let's talk about the pros and cons of this motorcycle. Firstly, it's super comfortable and versatile. It gets an amazing suspension setup, very refined engine, and if you're somebody who wants to start off-roading, this bike is perfect for you.
Speaking about the cons, on high speed it's not that exciting, so it's more of an adventure bike, so that could be ignored. The windscreen over here is not that protective of wind, so that could be improved as well. And the pillion seats, not that comfortable for the pillion rider. Talking about ride height, for some riders it may be uncomfortable.
But all of these are just trade-offs, they are not deal breakers.
So the main question would be, who would buy this bike? Our answer would be, if you're someone who wants a bike who does it all. Something for quick weekend commutes, daily rides, off-roading or light trails. This does it all.
If you're somebody who is curious about adventure riding, who wants a bike which doesn't cost too much, it's easy on the pocket, it's light in nature, the Hero Xpulse is the perfect bike for you.
For experienced riders, this may lack a little bit of power, but that's okay. It's a light, quick commute bike for them, which would be perfect.
Okay, so here's our final verdict of the bike. If you're somebody who's looking for a very well-made bike, which takes you off-road, allows you to go on highway runs, city runs, this bike is perfect. It also comes with the trusted Hero badge. So you know service is going to be cheap, spare parts are going to be cheap. But just overall, the build, fit and finish of the motorcycle, the whole riding angle, it's amazing. So this is one of the best bikes that I've seen for a long time.
And the quality of the bike is amazing. And given that it's from Hero, one thing in mind is the pricing. Pricing is super good. It comes in 4 different colors, 2 variants, starts from 162, ends at 171. That too ex-showroom. So I think this is the perfect deal.
It also gets amazing mileage. Of course, Hero and mileage go hand in hand. So it gets a 13-liter fuel tank and it gives about 40 to 45 kilometers per liter. But there's one thing that you need to be aware of. These tires are tube tires. So in case you happen to have a puncture when you're going on a longer ride, this could be an issue. But apart from that, I don't see anything that should stop you from buying this motorcycle.
Also, this bike keeps on with the legacy of the Xpulse name with a new upgraded 210cc engine. The tires, of course, could be changed after in aftermarket. And if you're someone who wants to start with off-road racing or get into the scene, this is the perfect bike to start with it.
So if you have about 2,20,000 rupees, you should consider buying this. And the competition to the Xpulse would be the KLX 230, but that is a very off-road focused motorcycle. This does it all. So if you want to spend 2,20,000 rupees and buy yourself a motorcycle which does it all, gives you great looks, and you know, does what you want a motorcycle to do, the Xpulse 210 is definitely something you should
buy. But also speaking about, you know, core off-road bikes like KLX, they could be core off-road bikes, but I could put my money on the table that this bike would end up being the bike of the year.
Yeah, I think the same for me. Just a few issues here and there, but nothing that you should worry about. Hero has service centers all around the country. So yes, our verdict is, if you have the money, please put it on this motorcycle. You will not regret it.
If you like the video, if you like motorbikes, motor cars, please like, share, comment and subscribe. Also wear a helmet, buckle up, and we'll see you next time.